Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? Welcome back to TV7 Live. Yes, sir. What is happening in the second-hand republic? What is happening in the second-hand republic? We see another general has kicked the bucket. Who was he? How significant was he? How powerful was he? And in fact, how influential was he? So we see his name there is a General 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝘼𝙏. Right. General 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝙏 from Matabeleland. This General 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝙏, is he in any way related to Nelson Chamisa's wife, who is a sister to Gift Ostalos 𝙎𝙒𝙀? Are they related? We're gonna go there and we're gonna dig deeper into the hogwash that is happening in the Zimbabwe political fraternity. What is happening? What is about to happen, if anything? Recently we did so. CCC members of parliament at Mnangagwa's pre-cab farm. We saw that the Vice President Constantino Chiwenga did not attend this event at pre-cab farm. Did he boycott it? Now, we are seeing major twists in the ZANU-PF. At first, we saw that it was ED 2030. Now it seems the guys have shifted the goalposts. Guys, the first time I heard about ED 2030, I thought he was going to give a State of the Nation address at 8:30. Yes, 20:30 hours. I thought 20:30 was 8:30. But no. With that, I just say to myself, ha! Nyika ino, vakwane vene vayo. Abandini hangu ndandaka shorter. Now we see the guys, they have changed it. It's no longer ED 2030. It is now 2033. Imagine, 2033 sounds like the sound of 2023. Is this strategic to make it sound like it's very far away? It's very near. In fact, when it's very far away, remember, 2023 is just 2 years ago. But 2033 is more than 6 years into the future. Now, we are seeing these guys, they want to amend the constitution blink by blink. Every time we blink, they move one bit by bit, as they will be building their own political empires. Now, why specifically choose the year 2033? 2033 is when another political term would end, should Mnangagwa be elected a third term. Now, this talk of 2033, is it these guys chilling and cooling down to make it sound as silly as can be? Now, this 2033 also, it's not suitable for elderly ZANU-PF supporters who can say 2033, like they can say 3, 10, what would they say? 2033. They will just say Pamberi Nayo without understanding whatever will be happening there. Yes, basically that is what would be happening. A lot of people have been against the 2030. We would see in the past some clips emerging from the nation of Zimbabwe. we would see some guys talk on this ED 2030, saying no to it. At the same time, we're seeing General Chiwenga trending on social media. Is there anything happening? We see 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝘼𝙏𝙄𝙉𝙂, the guys who has given people headaches. He is making headlines. Yes, I'm not talking heading the line of 𝙎𝙒𝙀 MPs at pre-Cape Farm in a line to be bowing to President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his wife. No. I'm talking of an actual headline. Yes, the headline would read like this. He will be quoted saying, engaging ZANU-PF is not selling out. Okay. If it's not selling out, this is what it is. It is, in fact, outselling. Yes. Selling out who? If he is the one being bought. Or in fact, 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝘼𝙏𝙄𝙉, he is buying in the idea. Because those guys, it's not like they're going to be winning any election, even against ZANU-PF, after all the recalls that we saw 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝘼𝙏𝙄𝙉 doing there. Now, in Zimbabwe, I would have said the only thing stranger than fiction is Zimbabwean politics, but in fact, Zimbabwe politics on its own is fiction. Yes, it is a fiction. It's not only ED's term that is going to be extended. These members of parliament, they also want to get extensions for their terms. Remember, many years ago, we would see the harmonization of the elections, the joining of the presidential and the parliamentary elections. So one of the ways these guys are said to be wanting to extend at least by 2 years to 2030 was to harmonize the election, because there is a time where we see Mugabe harmonize the elections and he would extend his term by 2 years post its expiry. Now what these guys don't know, the decision is not for them to make, to decide if they're going to be in power forever. That's not how democracy works. In fact, if that's not how democracy works, what are we going to do about it? We saw in the nation of Mozambique, Daniel Chapo, a guy who was not even a liberation war fighter, would manage to be sworn in at a swearing-in ceremony that resembled more of a private wedding. Can we say a private wedding, a private party, a private political party? Big up to everybody who's watching us live right about now. Andrew Nduza, Panashe Gibson Mutandwa, Pikanisi says Avukteni Doko, Minjani Kupfuka, watching from Bloemfontein in Free State. How is it over there? Andrew Nduza says Mnangagwa, I voted a reflection. And the question is, will General Chiwenga intervene? Remember, when he resigned from the job, not from the military rank. His rank remains because it is an end rank. It was not an office job.
Unfortunately, since the turn of 2015, ZANU-PF's traditional protocol and procedures have changed with a lot of gossiping, backbiting, and public chastisement being the order of the day. Indeed, the party is undoing its legacy built over the years. Where our people may be persuaded to take what is going on in ZANU-PF as internal political matters in that party, the truth remains that ZANU-PF's conduct and behavior has a direct impact on the lives of every citizen. Hence, all of us, regardless of political affiliation, unaffected by the party's manner of doing business. From a security point of view, we cannot ignore the experiences of countries such as Somalia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Central African Republic, and many others in our region, where minor political differences degenerate into serious conflict that has decimated the social, political, and economic security of ordinary people. Section 212 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe mandates the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to protect Zimbabwe, its people, its national security and interest, and its territorial integrity, and to uphold this Constitution.
Now, he mentions Section 212 there. Apologies, guys, there. My microphone just went haywire. He mentioned Section 212. Section 212 has to do with the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Section 212 has to do with the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Right. Apart from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, there is
decimated the social, political, and
alive.
People. Section 212 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe mandates the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to protect Zimbabwe, its people, its national security, and its...
Yes. Now, Zimbabweans have been asking on social media this question: will General Chiwenga intervene? To answer that question, I'll answer you with a picture. A picture can speak more than 1,000 words. Will General Chiwenga intervene? I'll show you this picture of Mary Mubayiwa, Chiwenga's ex-wife. Of course, we may say that this situation on Mary Chiwenga is very complicated. But General Chiwenga himself, he will be saying, this one is not complicated, it's simple. Mary, just tell me who sent you to murder me. Now, when you tried to kill me, if I had died, would I still be alive? So, just take it like this. Just take it as if I am no longer alive. Okay, so live your life. I am dead. Remember, by the way, you killed me, and you don't want to tell me who sent you to kill me. So will he intervene? Intervene how? When has such things happened before? From 2017, will he pull in November 2027? And we are seeing another Zimbabwe coup general does kick the bucket there. Who was he? How powerful was he? What significance did he have in the Zimbabwe military fraternity. Big up to everybody who's watching us live. Keep your comments coming. I'll be reading them now. Keep your comments coming. Now this military general that has just passed away, to those who are watching us live, can you confirm if you can hear me loudly and clearly? To those who are watching us live right about now, please do confirm if you can still hear me. I'm having problems with my audio there. I'm broadcasting using my phone. I'm broadcasting using my phone. There was no electricity. There was no electricity in the city. It's a pity that there was no electricity in the city. Can you confirm? If you can. Major General Solomon Siziba, who was this Major General, and what was his view on Zimbabwe politics? So that is what I'm going to cover. Yes, he recently passed away at the age of 67. He was battling cancer at 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝙼𝙏𝙄𝙉𝙂 Hospital. They say he was battling cancer for a long time. Yet the hospital there at KG6 now 𝙎𝙒𝙀𝙼𝙏𝙗𝙗 barracks was recently finished, not more than 2 months ago, just before the SADC summit. And they're saying he was battling it for a long time. Now, what were the views on the roles of the military in Zimbabwe society? The views by General Solomon Siziba. He is the guy who would join the military of Zimbabwe in the 80s, and he would see everything from the Gukura Hundu days up to the coup days. Now the guys didn't release when this guy resigned from the military, when I was researching on that. Anyways, Major General Solomon Siziba's views on the Zimbabwe's military role in Zimbabwean society reflected a complex understanding of civil-military relations. He believed that the military should serve as a stabilizing force within the nation, contributing to national security, while remaining under civilian control. Siziba recognized the historical politicization of the military, which often undermined its professionalism and effectiveness. He advocated for reforms that would promote clear separation between military and political spheres. Now, in this point of view, there we see a stance against using the army for political advancement, using the army for political mileage, for political gains. It is not the military itself that uses itself, but the political leaders will be seeking alliances by changing leaders, changing generals, right? Changing police commissioners, etc. We saw Valerio Sibanda's term extended by 1 year. Was it extended by 1 year? Or rather, he was given a 1 year notice that after 1 year, your job is going to be over. So the military, what they want is for there to be good governance and things like that. If we go back to the Liberation War days, There were guys who were called nationalists like Mugabe. Mugabe actually refused to train. That is when ED would be appointed as his assistant because Mnangagwa was trained. Right. There were nationalists and those who fought in the liberation war, like holding the gun. Mugabe was just a spokesperson of a party called ZANU-PF, and he told all the liberation fighters and movements that you guys are now called ZANLA and I am your spokesperson. Now, back to Major General Solomon Sisiba. He advocated for reforms that would promote a clear separation between military and political spheres. He advocated for them. Sisiba's experience during the liberation struggle and subsequent military operations shaped his perspective on the need for the armed forces to act as protectors of the nation rather than instruments of political power. Now the nation is the citizens. The nation is not the territory of Zimbabwe. The nation, mu Zimbabwe ininewe, churches are just my building. She knows the church, my members. She knows the nation. Ndisu isusu ma Zimbabwe nationals. Right. Who happen to be also citizens of the Zimbabwe land terrain. We are Zimbabwe nationals. Nyangundikaenda kwa America ndoramba ndiri Zimbabwe national. Nationality Zimbabwean. Residency United States. Nationality Zimbabwean. Residency Zimbabwean. Now the state and the nation are different. The state is the government. It is not the nation. So we see Sisiba's point there was to the nation, meaning the people, the masses, the army, protect the people. This is not a mandate that is given by the constitution or by the government. It is given by the army themselves. Like when if we check political science or history, the establishment of what we call empires, right? People would sacrifice and fight, or maybe a territory will be colonized. Then we see a British Empire, or we see a Monomtapa Empire. It would be through an emperor who fights for the people, for a common cause, for a certain number of people, for God to grant them that territory which they fight to protect, that Garden of Eden which they would keep. That's why Section 212 says that they protect territorial integrity, the land, to protect the land, because the land does not belong to the people, but the people belong to the land. They have to utilize it. So, Major Sisiba, he understood that a militarized political environment could lead to violence and instability, urging for a reformed approach where the military could support democratic governance and contribute positively to societal development. His insights underscored the importance of integrating military into a broader framework. Now, just after the GNU, the coup, there were talks of the GNU, but it seems everything would be hijacked by those who saw it possible to bypass everybody else who had helped to sanctify the 2017 coup. Then the ZANU-PF guys would go alone on it. Now we are seeing who would begin pushing the 2030 agenda. Some youthful people in the ruling party that still want to loot more money. They would be pushing for their leader wavari kudya naye kuti arambe aripo. Nyika vakaibata kuti hamene kuti toti zviere kuti zhu kunyatsoibata kuti gwe. Right. The same thing we would see during the Mugabe days. Painze Mugabe, one center of power. The guys who were pushing that Mugabe one center of power were the guys who were benefiting from it. Not anybody else, but the guys who were benefiting from it. Now we are seeing the so-called opposition. Now, What I can say about the Triple C now under Tsabango, it's not an opposition party. It is an opposition party. Party ya Chabangu yekuti anoita riko vanhu vakaelectwa osarudza vake puppets avanti opposition. So it is an opposition party. Now we see them at pre-Cape Farm wanting more positions. We see Chabangu would be given a position in parliament. He would make himself a senator. Opposition, that's a position. Yes, the Triple C. Anyways, it's no longer Triple C. It's now just double C. Coalition Chabangu cannot coalition Chete. It's now not Triple C. There is no citizens. It's just double C. Coalition Chete. Or maybe one C. Just a coalition. Chabangu coalition. TC. That is what it is. We see them at pre-cap there. Now President Emmerson Mnangagwa is now sounding like his totem is Gushungo. Yes, anashumba tiwaziva shida iso. Anashumba tinowaziya isusu. Vari vekurura popo nekunwa malayon laga nekutengera vamwe malayon laga mumapawa. In fact, mutupo wekunzi shumba pawakabva muZimbabwe, there is this guy kwese kwaaisvika aitengera vanhu malayon laga. Ndo paakazopuwa mutupo wekuti shumba. Zikanzi shumba munodiwa nemunhu wese amurambwe because aitenga malayon laga. That guy. Gushungo manje ndo mawani. It's Goshu Nguo. Munhu wachinza nambwe tete. Like mbwe tete. Kana munhu achitangwe yandandanti mbwe. Nyama nete dzinonzi mbwe tete. Like kana uchikumbira munhu wechikadzi nyama. Right? Unoti ndipo mbwe. Ndosika uchinzi upo mbwe. Kukumbira mbwe tete. Ana gushunga na mbwe tete. Ingari gushunguo. Like they would just undress you uripo. If you do remember Masas Amgabe. Now we see ED starting to sound like his totem is Gushungo, not because of him, but because of the people who be saying Gushungo ngavarambe vari office, Gushungo Mnangagwa ngavarambe vari office. He would rule. Masas Amgabe, they would say even from the wheelchair. Now Mnangagwa, what are they saying? They were saying he will rule even from the grave. They want your great-grandchildren to be voting for the same guy you did vote for. So more than 2,000 years ago, there was the guy called Judas Iscariot. Now it's 2025. We no longer have a Judas Iscariot. We now have Sengezo Chabangu and his chariot. Like we see them at pre-Cape making ZANU-PF slogans. Okay. It's like seeing Donald Trump achiti pamberi naJoe Biden, ngativhotire Joe Biden arambe ari muoffice. If that was the situation, would Donald Trump be in office right now? we see Donald Trump would survive an assassination attempt. Just like we saw Chiwenga would survive a soft assassination, allegedly by his former wife or ex-wife. A soft assassination. It was soft assassination. Is soft is the Zimbabwe soft coup. Basically, isn't that what it would be? Now imagine people who can be doing things. Remember, in the nation of Mozambique, we saw Venancio Mondlane would lose the seat to Daniel Chapo. Now, Daniel Chapo did not fight in the liberation war of Mozambique. The only war he would fight is just these few months post the election. In fact, it's Nyuse who will be fighting it, fighting against unarmed civilians. Maybe that was their own liberation struggle, the post-election struggle. Should we call it that? What happened, what is happening in the nation of Mozambique? Anyways, we see Venancio Mondlane declared himself president on the 9th, and he said on Friday at 3 p.m. he will say what path Mozambique should take in the next 100 days. During Daniel Chapo's inauguration, we see he would be heckled. Yes, as he was traveling to his own political party. Yes, that is a pot-banging protest. Now, the Mozambicans are so committed. Imagine, during this protest time, they would actually set aside banging each other in their bedrooms and join the pot-banging protest. And we saw Daniel Chapo inauguration being held like it's a small Pentecostal church that is just beginning. They would hold the inauguration in a tent. Like these guys, it seems they are going backward in time, right? First, they would shun actual democracy. Now it seems they want to go back into the days of Abraham. Now Abraham, the tent maker, was given the mandate by God. He was said to be the father of nations, not ZANU-PF or SADC, the father of nations. Now we see anybody who wants to go through elections, they come to Zimbabwe to ask the guys, how do we win? Recently we saw Raila Odinga in Zimbabwe. Then after that we see him campaigning for a certain Africa Union, AU position. These guys, do they have any secret rituals that they do? It's just tips and tricks. These guys, they are political magicians. They are political Houdinis. Now you see me. Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you will see me forever. These guys are like real life political magicians, political Houdinis, who will be engaging in political voodoo and political cults. These political cults chanting slogans like the way we see in those other nations with the other religion, which is not Christianity. I'm not against any other religion. Okay, I'm just saying it just to be politically correct anyways. I'm not against it. I'm about it. My God, I don't have a religion. Okay, don't get me wrong. If you are a Muslim, right, people are entitled to their own religions. Now imagine, guys, in Zimbabwe, we used to eat baked beans hands. Then pa-GNU we enjoyed beans nyowani zainzi cool. Ndopo kwa ana pro brands. Imagine cool baked beans. But ever since after the coup, there is no longer any cool baked beans. Beans dzachona dzakutengeswa dzemugaba unoshaitwa navo vachida kuti fryira beans here or what. Kuti uti nzungu aiwa nzungu dzinotonaka hamene kuti chii. Now we see one guy emerging again ajoinawo bandwagon iroro re-2030. The video is remaining to play. Is it Webster Shamu? Maybe akuti wakati akarowa slogan anogona kuzopuwawo chimuti somewhere chemamainzi chema title deeds or anything chingoti angoitawo bhegi asazonyanya kuita zvakaita the former CIO leader uyo weku tichadarika pakadoma panonzi ndikoni, the guy who says akabva aenda kumusha after Mugabe lost the election, Didmas Mtasa. Big up to Sign Chuma says loud and clear, give more gonye. Watching us live. Tatenda Machinery P says, big up Doc, I'm now losing hope on Zimbabwe and Mozambique. These two countries are going, we are going to be better. The first thing we need is a revolution of the mind to change the way we think. Zimbabweans, tikatanga kufunga pachi 2025 like right now Zimbabwe, we are still trapped in the year 1979. We are so trapped in the year 1979 that we call 1980 18 April Independence Day. 18 April 1980 is a day, a function called Independence Celebration is dated. 18 April 1980 is like 25 December. 25 December manje aina gore manje. Birthday ya Jesus, it's just a celebration to commemorate. Okay. But we all know Jesus anakutarwa ipapo. Zimbabwe's Independence Day is yet to come. It is yet to come. Remember, after Kissinger does the talks, then the guys will be doing the talks. Ian Smith ndo paanozobvuma kuti alright, ngatite majority rule yachona. Ngavavhote vanhu vatema vachona. Now makuvaona vanhu vatema kana vakuvhota vanda sei. Kana vavhota 2030 ndala tipewe mamwe chicken in, tipewe matitle deeds emafama tisingakwanisa kutengesa. Ndala ulaiona hakuna mvura Lake Chivero ma1 Lake Chivero ingazobrokesa mashwede. Okay, no offense kuna mashwede. Ininiwo futi. Anyways, no way Drangoya. I have nothing against Mashkwede. I don't know him. I don't know how they run the business. Okay. Dangota around Imi. Anyways, I'm always in good spirits. Okay. I'm always in good spirits. Of course, I'm going to tell us comedy, so she did that my jokes. But I don't joke. You see this serious face? Do I look like I'm smiling? It's not a smile. It's an attempted smile. Okay. That is basically what our elections have become like. Okay. Smile for the camera. Caption. This day I was very happy. Okay. Slogan. Viva viva. Tikaita slogan akawanda. The louder we make it. It's like the headlines ndo mavhoti achona. Akomana. Anyways. Kutamba akuparuke. I'm gonna sign out right about now. To those watching us live, before we sign out, guys, just click the like button. Even if you don't like the video, just click the like button. Okay. I am now rigging. Click the like button. Munuwese pa like button. Pambere nekuzanya like. Basically, that is what these guys are doing. Okay, slogan. What does the word slogan mean? Slogan, chant, motto, Akumana. Anyways, enough respect to everybody who was watching us live, guys. Be a blessing wherever you're watching us from. If you bless somebody, if you are a blessing, remember you are blessed. It is you who is the miracle. It is you who is the hand of God. Choose to be the hand of God. Don't be the mouth of Lucifer or the mouthpiece of Lucifer. Don't be the earpiece of Lucifer. Remember, Lucifer's operating system has expired. Now Satan anambotsaya quit a hold on to power. Manja, Satan is not even a liberation movement guy. The devil is just some small boy looking for company in hell when he will be bent, whenever that will be, whatever hell means. But anyways, here in Zimbabwe, it's one hell of a country. Even hell is here. Let's change our mindset. We need a revival of the mindset. Okay. We need to be positive thinkers. We need to be thinkers. People with solutions. We need to stop being toxic people. We need to stop being toxic, talkative, who talk nonsense. We need to stop being whiners. Remember, misery loves company. We should stop with Twitter say, let us take power from the ZANU-PF guys, and we ourselves fight for our own economical independence. Economical independence are you wounds we need the barrel. Of course, the Minister of Finance can play a part, but it is you yourself who brings your own economic independence. So, those watching us live, just reflect on the word economic independence. What it means. Economic has something to do with buying and selling, spending. Mari, kutenga kuwana zvaurikuda. Right? Hurumende haifana ngotimisa chete nezvemateksi zvanoturi nxube nekuprinta mari inenge matiketi ezopfuko amene kuti ibondage note vakachinja zita haichanzi bandage vakabhandeja yangonzi zigi. One is to Chizia. One is to many millions of Zimbabweans who are saying no, but you are saying no, it's backed by gold. Backed by gold pictures that we printed. Okay, they didn't complete the sentence there. Anyways, to the guys who are watching there, guys, at least if you only loot, anyways, pamberi na Jesu pasina Satan. Kwete 2030 Alpha and Omega, narini. Saka mukufamba kwenguva Satani anongoruza chete. Satan is chiriva. Whoever is a Satan, whoever is a devourer, who devours, right? Whoever is a voucher, anojka, whoever is a hatechros, diablos, like diablos would mean hatchros, which would mean to cut and waste. Kucheka to slash, hatchros. That's when the word diablos would be coming like diablos. Same root where we get the word wars, right? Like if you want to be looking at the linguistics, not necessarily real life linguistics, but language structures is literature, it's not linguistics. Linguistics has to do with psychology. But basically the roots of words. Okay, I just have it. Hence why maybe I can hear a language that I don't know. Just by the sounds, not the sounds, but the femoronasal. Remember, there is pitch, there is tone, tone, pitch, key are different things. Okay, pitch. Can you pitch your proposal? Okay, guys, what we are giving you today, this product is very marvelous. That will be pitching, but there will be a tone. No matter what you pitch, imagine wosvika pavanhu vari panhamo wotanga kuita zvinoitwa nevanhu vari mabhazi ekusouth Africa. You are pitching yourselves, right? Tiri panhamo panapa vabereki, tinoziva vamwe vane hapwa dzinonhuhwa, saka isusu tine powder yedu yekumwaya muhapwa. Tiri kuti aiwa musazochema muchinhuhwa ka, chemai muchinhuhwirira, tengai powder iyi. Ende meonai makabeji enye munocheka nemapanga, tine magreta, tengai magreta yedu. Muri panhamo, aiwa ungazoye panhamo usina chingotora pane yechema iyoyo wongosapota wa brother. That will be a mood, but in that mood there will be a tone, like the tone we see intonation in Mozambique. No matter what you say, the situation would remain the situation. So there's an external tone of the environment, and there's an internal tone, internal mood yako manje wewe kana certain vibration, certain frequency, right? Kana uri kufila zvauri kufila, munhu anouya ndeipi zviri sei, unogona unonga ari kutuka nemawedze ndeipi zviri sei, depending on what's inside you. Then there is intonation inoitwa mamusic nemachant yekukonesa munhu manje nezvemavoice. Like, guys, I have a secret that I want to tell you. Now, listen. This has never been told anybody. Okay, I'm not holding your arm, but it's a manipulation technique. We can call it manipulation, we can call it charisma. Okay, we can call it building influence. Building influence. Nekuraima nezvemawedzi zvinenge chikuraimana nanitsi, zvemadhansi. Okay, munhu wese muupenyu ane chance. Ane chance chaakapuwa natenzi chekuti one day achahita bonanza, agodya magunenzi. Zvinhu zvese zvigonaka. Ugomira kuchema sange munhu ari kucheka maonyenzi. Ugonakirwa kunge stonyenzi. Rhyme chichi among my tools is speaking. Anogona kukonesa vanhu. Nyange uri hypocrite. Anyways, ndachinja subject zvangu akomana. Ukundu aina ndofarira zvinhu zvakawanda. I like anything good. Ndiri munhu anofarira kufara, anofarira zvinhu zvakanaka. Ndakachunja ndakavenga kuvenga, ndofarira kufara. Hanzi munhu haufadzwe nezvinofadza, aiwa. It's either uri munhu anofara kana kuti uri munhu asingafare. Saka before I sign out, zvibvunze iwewe kuti uri munhuyi, umburi munhu anofara here kana kuti munhu asingafara. Ndingakuti zviko izvi una blaza abhutsi vakapfekawa. Kuti una blaza abhutsi vakapfeka ya gaslighting ibhutsi yake. Udati apfeke bhutsi yaunofarira iwewe. Iwe chimbonobvunza kuti unofarira ipi mupfekawo. Akomana imi takutoparidza zvedu. Hapabudike palive akomana apa.